Okay, the Audi A4. First thing I can say about this car, well, the first thing that basically comes to my attention is just how mundane the interior is. The colour scheme just doesn't work with this car. It's boring, it's naff. Okay, you can get different interiors, but if I had to have this one, I must admit I would fall asleep driving out of boredom. Now, the steering wheel at the top is obstructing the instrument cluster. Okay, I can move the steering wheel, but what happens if I like to drive in this position? You know, why do car manufacturers do this? All they got to do is put the instrument cluster there, job done. You can have your steering wheel up here, down there, between your ankles if you wanted to. It won't make a difference. You'll still be able to see what's going on. But besides that, though, they are very easy to read. They're not complicated. There's not too many digits and symbols going on. Center console, I have to admit, a lot of people complain about the heating controls, because rather than have knobs, you got these little buttons to increase the fan speed and the heat. And looking down at a glance, all you see is black buttons. You don't see anything which immediately identifies each button as a separate use. So they are confusing. This is a 6-speed manual. The 6th gear comes in fantastic on the motorway. I've just driven 200 miles and I don't think I changed out of gear once. It was superb. The 6th gear really gives you the economy as well. The side mirrors are long and narrow, and they've got a very good vantage point of the area around the side of the cars, because they start off wide and then they go down to narrow, so they work well. 10 out of 10 for that. The rear view vision is not bad at all. It's certainly not obstructed by the headrests. It's probably one of the best in the range at the moment. The brakes, I do like the brakes on this. You can feel every caliper working in perfect synchronization, and you can apply the pressure at a gradient and increase it accordingly, so you don't have any of this grabbing of the brakes. Engine wise, well, it just doesn't seem to really want to go anywhere. It's not a powerful car, but if you're looking at just running the kids to the school, doing some shopping, nipping around town, then fine, it's great. It can cope with the motorways, but overtaking a lorry at 60 miles an hour in the rain, I'm not too sure whether this is the car for you. Apart from the mundane aspect to the interior of this car, I have to say it is actually very well put together. And even though this particular model hasn't done 70,000 miles, I've seen these cars after 150,000 miles, and they still look the same as this one does now. So they do wear well. They are well put together. They are well engineered. Audi, I would say, is one of the better makes of vehicles on the roads at the moment. And if you go for one, you're certainly going to get a car which is going to do you well. If you want any particular advice on the vehicle, I would say this one doesn't boat around a bit. Give it a steering test, see if you've got a bit of a wobble going on there, a bit of a roll. And if you're not a fan of the front wheel drives, which a lot of people are not, then get yourself a Quattro. In fact, if you get an Audi Quattro, you're going to get yourself a damn good car. You can't go wrong with the Audis at the moment. They are extremely good vehicles. If you're thinking about buying one of these, I'd say you'd be a fool not to. There's a lot of different variations with the Audis. The current Audi A3, for example, there's 47 different variations of that model available. So, be fussy, shop around, take a lot for a test drive, and you'll find the car which is perfect for your needs. The Audis, they're one of the best cars on the road at the moment.